So it's been speculated a lot all over the internet and social media that D'Angelo Russell for a Kyle Lowry swap. That's been floated around since the start of the season. That both teams would be interested in it because Kyle Lowry has got another season or two on his deal while D'Angelo Russell isn't expiring. D'Lo, some people think he doesn't fit. I personally think over the last 6 weeks he's been playing a lot better, and we shouldn't. But allegedly, they're not the contract something big. And the discussion is that if you do a D'Lo Kyle Lowry trade, you can just swap them. No picks involved. They're probably the same value. Kyle Lowry is more defensive oriented and on paper would fit better with what the Timberwolves are trying to do. And D'Lo would be a fresh face for the Miami Heat, which they would probably like. And this information is coming from Darren Wolfson off of the Spotify show. Let me get the right name. The Scoop with Darren Wolfson, and he said, yes, Miami has some interest in D'Angelo Russell. I don't see the Timberwolves doing a straight up Russell for Kyle Lowry swap, Darren Wolfson said. In fact, I think Miami would have some interest in that. I see D'Angelo Russell here the day after the trade deadline, February 10th. Not sure I see him next year, but that's a different story. It doesn't seem like there's much trade scuttlebutt going on right now in terms of actual league interest in D'Angelo Russell. So basically, what Darren Wolfson said right there was there is interest for a D'Lo trade, but the problem with the D'Lo trade is that the Timberwolves would not be interested in doing a swap, meaning the T-Wolves value D'Angelo Russell more than they value Kyle Lowry. Now, we don't know if the Heat feel the same way now, because that's the difference is how do the Heat feel? Do the Heat feel that, D'Lo's somebody that they would be interested in? I think that's the big thing that you're trying to find out is, are the Heat actually attempting to, trade for him? Because let's just look at the salaries right now. If we were to go over here and look at how much D'Angelo Russell's making and how much Kyle Lowry's making, Russell's currently making, I believe it's 31.3 million, and then you have Kyle Lowry over here making, I believe it is, Kyle Lowry's actually making not as much money as one would think, okay? And he's currently making 28.3. So if you were to go over to the Miami Heat, 28.3. So that means D'Lo's making about $3 million more. Who could they attach that would interest the team? And for me, that would, who could you have for $3 million that potentially the Timberwolves would be interested in? Would they be interested in a Kyle Lowry, Max Strus trade? But now would even the Timberwolves want to do that, or Kyle Lowry, Gabe Vincent? They wouldn't want to do that, the Heat, but Max Strus and Kyle Lowry, could that be something? Or would it be Kyle Lowry and Nikola Jovic, who they're very high on? Or could they do maybe Kyle Lowry and Caleb Martin and the Timberwolves? Right there, that would be putting them at about 34 million. So the Timberwolves potentially would have to attach somebody else in there, and that's somebody that they could attach if it's 31. They need to get about $3.7 million or $2.7 million in there. They could attach Jordan McLaughlin in there or Bryn Forbes, and that could be a deal. But again, I don't know if that's the deal that people feel like should be done, because I don't know what, the Heat value D'Lo and how the Timberwolves value Kyle Lowry. And that's the big thing holding back a deal from this magnitude from happening, is if this would something be that both parties would be interested in, which we're unaware if they would be. So it brings up a bunch of questions, and for me, that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What would you guys do if you were the Minnesota Timberwolves, and is there anything else that perhaps interests you about this whole situation? But that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good. We'll be back later today with more information. But hey, okay. And also, there's nothing close on Nasri and Jalen Noel signing extensions, and Torian Prince has trade interest. So potentially that could be something that happens. But hey, I'm very curious to hear your opinions down below in the comment section. But that's it. Bye.